I'm showered and ready to go. Let's do a podcast. Frankie C is here. What a big dog.
How we doing?
Oh, we got a lot to talk about on this episode, including Ghislaine Maxwell's assistant who has resurfaced. She was missing. She's back. She's filing lawsuits. Let's go. Trump's January 6th outtakes is out. Fauci's pension will make you sick for sure. So will Tom Cruise's payday on Top Gun. You won't believe what this guy is raking in for this Top Gun movie.
He is the movie, though. I mean, you don't have a movie without him.
Did you see it?
I did.
I think it's one of the best movies I've seen in the last 5 or 10 years.
It was real. It was great. There wasn't a moment where I was. We'll talk about it, I'm sure.
It was really, really good. Yeah, you're not wrong. Bannon going to prison. Subway's free sandwich offer. It is Frisky Friday. I'll tell you what that is. Not a good day if you're in a relationship. This crazy barbecue sauce that Frank's found. I'm really particularly proud of this title that I just gave this. This is also a Frankie C story. Dead dude splooge.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's exactly what it sounds like.
I think Starship Troopers had it right. I'll tell you what that is. And we got so much more to talk about all on this episode.
You talking about the showering to get everybody showering in one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, they had it right. But it's more than that. I'm going to expand on it. I'm going to give you a philosophical.
I think you just want to shower with a bunch of naked women.
Well, that's not untrue. That's not a false statement.
All right.
Ghislaine Maxwell's former assistant, Emmy Taylor.
Yeah.
This young lady disappeared a number of years ago. In fact, if you remember, Frankie C, in 2020, one of our first big episodes that blew up is when we talked about the fact that nobody could find this woman.
So since then,
yeah,
she's been MIA.
Yeah, I was struggling to remember if we had ever talked about her, like resurfacing. There may have been a time where somebody found her, but if they did, it was pretty insignificant. I don't really remember, but this
wasn't one of us.
It wasn't one of us. This was the first time that she has come back, and she is coming back with a vengeance. She is filing a lawsuit against the saint, the patron saint of killing pedophiles, Julie K. Brown. This is the Miami Herald journalist that basically uncovered all the Epstein stuff. She wrote all those big pieces and everything else. This Emmy Taylor is suing Julie K. Brown, filing a defamation lawsuit for her 2021 book, where she says that, Julie K. Brown defamed her. I will say this. I'm looking at a couple of things that Emmy is claiming, and it is pretty thin.
I mean, given who you were working for,
yeah,
I'd say just, count your blessings and move on. I mean,
stay out of the spotlight, basically, is what you're saying.
What are you doing? I mean, unless you're guilty as shit, then jump into the spotlight by all means.
Right. But basically, she's saying in the book, Julie wrote that Emmy was Epstein's assistant from a certain time period down in West Palm Beach. And Emmy is basically saying that is incorrect. She was Ghislaine's assistant and not down in West Palm Beach.
Those are the only things that she's upset with?
And that's not the only thing, but that is the main crux of her filing this lawsuit, is basically false information saying that she was Epstein's assistant and not Ghislaine's. There is a little bit of significance here because putting her down in West Palm Beach, where most of these horrific things happened, or I shouldn't say that, where it's been proven that most of these horrific things have happened, and not up in New York, where not much has been proven up there that these things happened. It does kind of make a little bit of a difference.
I guess so. I mean, I mean, if you're, I don't know, because if you're her assistant, you were close to this stuff. No,
you're in it. You're in the worst criminal pedophilia ring that we've ever seen in the history of humanity. What difference does it make if you were sitting here or you're sitting over there?
I mean, I can't imagine if you were. Then again, I don't know. Who
Not
knows?
saying Emmy did anything wrong. Emmy,
Right. We don't know anything. We don't
don't sue
know.
us.
Right. So how could you be her assistant and not at least know something? But what do we don't know. We're speculating here. We don't know what she knows. We don't know her involvement in anything yet. Maybe that'll come up. Maybe this lawsuit will bring that stuff up. Kick up a little dirt here.
Yeah, well, it seems like an odd sort of a play because there's two other people that were involved with Epstein that were already suing Julie K. Brown.
Okay.
And that was Courtney Wild and Haley Robson. They were suing Brown in a Florida state court, claiming her book, false and defamatory statements, have re-victimized them. These are two Epstein victims. I mean, I'm not quite sure what it says in the book about them. Perhaps it said that maybe they recruited other girls or whatever it was. But they're suing, and they're suing from a law firm called the Axis Law Group in Miami, AXS.
Okay.
Emmy has joined that she's joined that law firm. That's the law firm that filed the suit, first reported by the Courthouse News, that is alleging that Taylor was defamed by falsely identifying her as a co-conspirator, aider and abettor, facilitator, and/or assistant in Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse pyramid scheme.
I mean, if you're innocent, by all means, sue, get your defamation case going. But this is a tough one to push through. If you're her assistant, it's going to be a tough one to convince anybody that you're not at least have some kind of knowledge of what's going on.
It's a total ballsy move, like you said, just not to just shut up and remain in hiding. But what's interesting about this, why there's a suit, is because the claim is basically based around the fact that nobody reached out to her for a statement.
I guess
because they're saying she's claiming that Julie, quote, elected to defame her without regard for the dire consequence she would suffer. Meaning that if she would have reached out to her and sought her comment and given her a chance to respond to things, that wouldn't have been defamation. That would have been fair by all means.
So you think she would have participated in whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a different story. I don't think you can sue somebody for what they wrote. I mean, you can, but I think it's harder to prove when you're given a chance to react, to comment on, and you don't.
Right.
Because then that's on you. Like if you were presented with the whole thing and you pass and then you sue, different story. Because then they would have been like, well, why didn't you say anything?
Yeah, you chose not to say anything. Yeah, I mean, she, this is one of those things we don't know her involvement, and this lawsuit might very well force. Who was it? The paper down in where? Florida?
Miami Herald and Julie K.
Okay, this might force them to do more digging and say, all right, well, here's your involvement.
Wouldn't that be interesting if they found out some more shit?
She just backed herself right into jail. Could be. They're going to have to do a little more homework, and they might have something. They're going to say, listen, we just told the truth. Here's the proof. They might have it. Then again, we don't know. So until this comes out.
Well, the other thing too is, like, I was just about to say, like, she was missing for the longest time. Like, nobody could find her. I'm sure that's going to be part of Julie Brown's defense of, like, well, we investigated, we reached out, we tried. I'm sure she tried.
Right.
I don't know for sure, but I'm sure she attempted to find out something and get a quote there or figure out what happened or whatever it was. But if somebody goes into hiding and is completely missing, which, I mean, just given the state of everything that went on, like, of course she was hiding. Look at what she was hiding from.
So is that how it works? Like, if, let's say you have this story and you're trying to write something, and the person or one of the people involved in the story is no one can find. Is like this woman is just go. Are you not supposed to write the story?
Right. I bet Julia's going to have to prove that in court. And that's what it comes down to.
That's what I mean.
I'm sure
again,
she's going to have to prove that she called this one or asked that one about how to find, she's going to have to prove those things.
Right. It's going to be a tough case because if you're Ghislaine's assistant, you're already walking in that door with a big cloud over you. There's no one looking on you favorably.
Right. And isn't that the thing too? Like so you're a little bit of collateral damage in helping one person take down, like I said, one of the biggest, most disgusting criminal rings that we've ever had. Like,
Right.
Don't you just kind of be like, all right,
I'd love, you know what? I'm going the opposite way. Let them come out. They want to come out and into the light. Let them just stab them, shoot themselves in the foot. That's fine. If that's if that's the move they want to make, fine with me.
Like, wouldn't you feel guilty? Like, let me ask you a question. If you found out, even if you had done work for Epstein like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, you installed his camera system or whatever, or you were
changed the light bulb, anything.
Wouldn't you feel bad about earning a living off of this guy? Like the money that you took, wouldn't that eat at you a little bit? It would eat at me. I think.
Yeah. If I delivered the guy a pizza, I would be going over that moment in my mind a million times going, holy crap, that was, I fed this guy,
Right.
Any interaction I had with this animal, I would have been like, I would have felt so bad about it. I'd be like, I don't want anything to do with this guy. I don't, nothing.
Right.
So, yeah, this woman coming into the light, that's fine. Bring them all into the light. If she has anything to do with it, spotlight it.
She, like I said, she said that she didn't live in Palm Beach. She claims that she was Maxwell's assistant from 97 to 2001 in London and in New York before she relocated to Los Angeles in 2002. Taylor says that she returned to the UK in 2007, is now the sole caregiver to a relative.
Okay.
So,
whatever. All right. Yeah, we'll see how this shakes out.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this one for sure. Jumpstart Coffee, proud sponsor of this episode. Had a nice cup of Jumpstart this afternoon. Loving life, feeling good, feeling verbose, rambunctious, calm.
Verbose.
Yet have all my shit together.
That's nice. That's rare for you.
It is. 15% off you can save from the best coffee that we've ever had with ordering from the link in the description below and using that promo code AOA15. Frank's got the bag. Look at that. Waterproof. Send it over to your house so it doesn't get damaged or wet or anything like that. Pop that open, take a whiff. You smell it. It's the greatest smelling thing ever. It's the best smelling thing since Britney Spears' vagina. Okay? And you can quote me on that.
I'm going to need some...
Janine smells her vagina. Am I right, Jay Stamps?
Oh, yeah. What?
What? I'm going to need some evidence here that you came anywhere near anything like that.
I
will sue you for defamation if you.
Okay.
I kind of did because remember once I dressed up as Britney when she flashed her vagina in the car.
Right.
So what does that mean? How does that mean you smelled her?
I had remember I printed out a picture of a vagina and I put it underneath my skirt.
Yes. You took a whiff.
Okay.
Just took a whiff.
All right, I guess that counts.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Anyway, save 15% when you use the promo code AOA15. Order with the link in the description. Don't forget, half of what Jumpstart Coffee Company makes, they send over to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So you're literally supporting those who support your freedoms. If you enjoy your freedoms, grab a bag of Jumpstart Coffee Company today.
Do it. Jack me off for $2.
Woo, thank you.
Can't we do a show without you talking about your private life for just 5 seconds?
Hey, stop sending me money. Chat, guess what minute Ant says is? It's coming. I don't think you did it yet.
No, I haven't done it yet.
See, the thing about it is that
January 6th committee last night, actually, they went prime time. I find this committee interesting Remember they hired the TV producer instead
Yeah.
of doing normal committee hearing stuff at 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They had a primetime special last night and aired their committee hearing then. A couple interesting things to come out of that. One notably was Trump's outtakes when he filmed that message telling everybody to go home and that they were special and everything like that. They showed Trump's outtakes during the committee.
Can we play any of them?
What's that?
Can we play any of them?
Do you want to play one of them?
Sure.
Here's one.
Now,
Right.
wait a minute. Now, before we start, every time we bring up Trump, people come at me
You
like,
lose your shit.
no. People say, "Oh, Frank, why do you got to say bad stuff? You're Trump. You don't stop with all the Trump hate." It's like, well, he keeps getting brought up. We keep having these stories about him, and
Yeah, but you can bring them up without talking shit. That's
Yeah,
what
but
they're trying to say.
Yeah, but when we're talking about the January 6th thing, that's nothing but shit. Tell me anything good out of that he did.
Laughing at
Did you say
Brian.
butt shit?
Yeah, what
butt
is
shit?
butt shit?
You all know what butt shit is. It's Trump.
All right, here was an outtake where he refused to say that the election was over. Yeah, you think there's two of them. There's this one where he was inside the White House, and then there's the one where he goes out into the Rose Garden. You remember the Rose Garden one?
Right.
And then he does his whole spiel out there. All right, here's Big Daddy. Can you guys hear this? Let me know. He's looking at a teleprompter.
I would like to begin by
We got
addressing
it.
the heinous attack yesterday. And to those who broke the law, you will pay. You do not represent our movement. You do not represent our country. And if you broke the law, you can't say that. I'm not going to, I already said you will pay. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of justice. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. Okay, I'll do this. I'm going to do this. Let's go. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over. I just want to say Congress has certified the results without saying the election is over. Okay?
But Congress is certified. Now Congress.
Yeah, right.
Now Congress.
I didn't say over. So let me see. Don't go to the paragraph before.
And so that's the big one. That's the big part of it. And we can keep going, but
You
that's
skipped over the yesterday thing. Could we take out yesterday? I can't say that word. It's a tough word. Yesterday, can't say it.
Oh, that's right. Is that coming at the end of this? You want to hear that?
It skipped over it. No, it skipped over it. For some
Oh, did
reason, I guess it was a different part of it. But he said the word yesterday in the beginning of this, and then it kind of edited. It was a jump cut to the next sentence.
Yeah. Oh, anyway,
Whatever.
that was that. I think that was in the one where he did the outside.
No, it was in this one.
It was in this one. All right, hold on. I think it's coming up.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay? I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me.
There you go.
Huh?
Yesterday is a hard
Take
word
the
for
word
me.
yesterday because it doesn't work with.
Isn't it weird though? Like, that they couldn't. Like, he just didn't want to. He never. Like, he just wouldn't say the election was over. Like, he intentionally took that out of there.
He still doesn't think it's over. It's 2 years later, and it's still not over in his mind.
Well, it's not 2 years yet.
We're a couple of months away from 2 years.
Almost.
It's the most bizarre thing. The more like you watch this hearing and everybody's talking about the fact that they had these meetings and so they were basically, the big thing yesterday was he sat in a dining room while this was going on and didn't do shit. Watched it on TV and supposedly was calling senators to try and get them to keep him in office. So there was like a 6-hour period where there's no presidential log. There's no log of his phone calls. There's no photographs. The White House photographer was told to go scratch. and he sat in the dining room and watched everything unfold while people came in and out and told him that you got to do something to stop this. And he just kept calling senators who are fleeing for safety, going, "Do you see what's happening? You got to step up and
Yeah,
help,
people were
help."
calling on him to say something. Even Fox News, even his family, his kids. You got to stop this. You got to say something. And he's hours later, 4 hours later, he comes out. We love you. Go home. You're great Americans. It's like you did nothing.
Well, then he put out a tweet at 2:30 that I forget what the 2:30 tweet was, but it was basically like, keep it up, keep it going. You guys are doing great. And
Yeah, I mean,
they had like a radio transmission of them talking about like, oh, Trump said we're doing great, we got to keep it up. Like they actually had people talking about it at the Capitol through the security footage, saying that to one another, like pass the word around, like he's happy with what we're
he's
doing.
rooting us on.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that not the nail in the coffin? He's telling people to keep it going. I mean, that's it for me. I feel like that. Why isn't that it for everybody?
It's been it for you like a month and a half.
I feel like everything. Whenever he does something, I'm like, how does everybody not go nuts for this?
Yeah.
How does it not end here?
What's
Before
crazy,
he was elected, I was like, it's over. He's never getting past this.
What's crazy too is Bannon is going to prison now for him.
Yeah.
He's refusing to come to the subpoena. They convicted him today. He's going to go to jail 30 days to a year, right, on each count?
I thought it was a year for each count.
30 days to a year for each
yeah,
count.
for each. Yeah. Okay, so he could maximum 2 years, but I don't think he'll see that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. He's staying loyal to the guy, which is pretty interesting because for a while he was waning, and he did get fired. He did get fired from the White House after what like 6 months?
Well, I don't know if it was loyalty. He just defied his subpoena. That's all. That was the big thing, and I think that was just him protecting himself. Like he didn't want to testify, and the latest thing to do apparently was to defy subpoenas. So he thought he can get away with that, and he didn't.
In the latest Reuters poll of Republicans, 40% of Republicans now believe Donald Trump is at least partly to blame for the January 6th Capitol riot. That is up from 33% on the same poll conducted 6 weeks ago.
I would love to know what the.
We're moving on.
Okay. I'd love to know what the turning point was for them.
Right?
I found that interesting that it's only up 7% and they're only saying partly to blame. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Partly. Yeah, right. Of course the people that are there are to blame too, but he incited it.
This is going to make J Subs really want to hang herself. Can you take a guess what Fauci's, first of all, salary is and pension?
Well, go ahead.
I have absolutely no idea.
No guess?
Salary. I'd say like 750,000.
Well, let's see. Chief medical advisor to the president. I mean, the president's only I forget what is that? 100,000, 200,000. I forget what it was a year. I'd say $500,000 a year. It's probably more than that.
He currently earns $480,000 a year.
Oh,
okay, so Frank's closer.
$480,000 a year. They're saying here that his retirement and his pension, I guess he gets a sum up front in the year that he retires, could top him out at $800,000 the year that he retires.
How much does the CDC actually pay him per year too?
I don't know. He's the highest paid federal employee.
He's also a doctor. You know how many doctors make that close to that anyway?
Doctors
No.
don't make as much as you think that they do.
They're making 6 figures.
Yeah, they're making 6
Yeah, but a
figures.
lot of people make 6 figures.
I mean, they're making high 6 figures, like probably 200. I don't know. What depends
A
on what
lot of
kind of
people
doctor
make-
you are.
A lot of people make 200 and they're not doctors either.
I was
All
going
right,
to
so
say
then it's more.
250, 275,
Yeah.
a steady doctor.
The
Steady
thing
doctor.
is, you have to remember how much money they owe for school too. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they don't really make as much as you think, because then they also have to pay for insurance as well and like
Oh, I'm sure, but
everything like that. So
this guy's 80 something years old, and he's about to retire. So I'm sure he's done paying his.
oh no, I'm just
student
saying all the
loan.
doctors.
Yeah, I mean, and plus he's a doctor. Not only that, he's the chief medical. He's the head doctor in the government. He's gonna make a ton
Yeah,
of
but
money.
the guy who heads the government makes $400,000 a year. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but the guy who heads the government can also be anybody. This guy
let's
had
be
special
honest.
training.
Let's be honest, most of these presidents are wealthy to begin with when they come in.
Sure,
So they have a
absolutely.
lot of money. Like whatever their salary is, it's not much to them because
Yeah,
they
of
have
course.
so much money anyway. So
President Trump donated his whole salary. Isn't that nice?
Oh,
right.
wonderful.
They say if he sticks around by 2024, he could be earning $530,000 a year.
All right. Well,
I bet you his health insurance is well though.
Yeah,
Like, very good. Yeah.
he probably does all right with that.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
sure he's covered. Well, when you're the number one doctor in the country, when you're the head doctor of the
Actually,
government.
I'm going to retract that statement because I bet you he still gets bills that he shouldn't have to pay for. And they're like, oh, sorry. Whoops.
My insurance didn't
Never
cover
mind.
this. I'm Dr. Fauci, right?
You think he has to call up and argue with these people?
Right.
The
They're
most
like,
frustrating.
Your copay is $55.
The most frustrating people on the planet are the books businessy people at the doctor's office, because most of the time it's like, oh, we didn't check off this one thing, and that's what they're like. Oh, you owe $750,000, and you're like, but I have a thing, and I don't know. And then you're like, well, did you know it was a referral? Oh, it's a referral. Oh, okay. Oh, that'll be $45 then, please. And they're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, that's how these insurance companies make money because believe it or not, there's people out there who don't check their bills and just go, okay, I'll pay it. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, not me, because I'm very on top of that. Husband got billed for a COVID test twice as a visit. And I called him up. It was $150. And I said, he went in for a COVID test. Oh, sorry. Never mind. He gets the same bill again a month later. So I left a voicemail for the woman. I'm like, I called about this already, and it was a COVID test. Not supposed to be billing for them anyway. So sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of people who don't look at their bills, their medical bills, and just pay it.
Yeah, of course.
But they also, like, I remember years ago, this is why I won't pay shit now. I remember years ago, I got sent a bill that was like, there was an adjustment made and you owe $75 more. And I was like, oh, okay. So I paid it. And then I'm talking about like 15, 20 years ago. Then I get another bill like a month later. There was another adjustment made and you owe like $125. I forget what it was, but it went up slightly. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like,
the adjustment was we found out you'll keep paying us.
you pay. Yeah.
That's our adjustment. So
Yeah.
just keep it coming.
Look at this idiot.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten that same letter now for other shit where they're like, we've made an adjustment to your account and you owe this much. And I just throw it in the trash and nothing ever happens.
What the hell is that then? Do you ever call them up?
One person. Okay. So somebody I know, because she works in an office like this, and she said to me, that's literally, they will just send it. If you're willing to pay it and the insurance doesn't have to, they will take the money from you.
Yep.
That's basically what it is. Because it's just an argument. It's a 3-party argument. The insurance company, the doctor, and you. And who's going to, what's the doctor going to get? Because basically the doctor most of the times is like, oh, well, I charge like $3,000 for this procedure. And if the insurance company or you are not getting together to make that $3,000, doctor ain't getting that $3,000. It ain't happening. He gets whatever the hell they figure out it is.
No,
And
you
that's
get
basically
stuck with it.
They have a negotiated rate.
Yeah, it's either
it's a negotiation. It's a shakedown, is what it is.
It's haggling. You got to go in there and haggle. I'll give you $1,000 for it.
Yeah, so don't take any medical or financial advice from me. But if you get them fucking adjustment things in the mail, throw that
Call
shit
me.
the fuck out.
Speaking of adjustments, they get Jack Me Offs. First, there's the super chat, but then below that, you got the super chat adjustment. I like it.
I do like it too.
Credit back. Negotiate the rate with him. Give him $1 back.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that comment in the garbage and wait till next month to see what happens. Speaking of which, Amazon just bought One Medical, which is a healthcare provider, for $3.9 billion.
What the hell is Amazon doing with that?
They paid $18 a share in an all-cash deal. That values the primary healthcare provider at $3.9 billion. One Medical, which went public in 2020, operates a network of boutique primary care practices. The deal deepens Amazon's presence in the healthcare industry, where it is expanding. It's already launched its online pharmacy, and they're ramping up a telehealth service, among other things.
I feel like eventually this country is just going to be called Amazon. We're not going to be America anymore. It's going to be United States of Amazon.
Well, I'll say this. If we call it the United States of Amazon, we don't really have to change much.
No.
We're still USA.
True. That's true.
Right? I mean, we can keep a lot of the hats and things.
We already got a South Amazon. We got an Amazon, rainforest. We could North Amazon, North America. We just replace it.
It's just, yeah.
Unless it's United States of America brought to you by Amazon. Can we start how arenas are sponsored? Now we just sponsor countries now. We're just the United States of America brought to you by Verizon. Whatever the fuck.
The worst thing ever is the radio studio sponsorships. Do you remember those? Do you?
Yeah. Oh, we have them.
That's the biggest fucking, who sponsors a radio station studio? It is such a waste of fucking money.
I mean, you get, whenever there's guests in the studio, you get the wrap around, you get every hour you get talked about in the top of the hour, whatever.
I remember one person came to my former radio company and they wanted to pay, I think it was like $5,000 or something. They turned them down. And I was like, it's $5,000. It's easy money. And it was some smoothie place or some bullshit. They say it in the top of the hour. You're in the fucking smoothie studios, blah, blah, blah. $5,000. They were like, nah. In one breath. And then the next breath, they were like, we have to make money. We're not making enough money. Well, it's like you're fucking turning down all this kinds of shit. Right. What do you expect?
I don't get it. Whoa.
But anyway, do you remember a time in our country when you had a doctor who you knew and who knew you and they actually took care of you? And it was like a thing?
Treated you with leeches? What are we talking about here?
Was it Obamacare that ruined the whole fucking thing? Yeah, kind of. Probably,
how?
Right?
Kind of.
How?
We don't have enough time for this podcast.
I think you just pulled that out of nowhere and you don't have anything to back it up.
Nope.
How did Obamacare ruin what? The personal?
Not to say necessarily that it was Obama's fault, but the way it's been put together and then kind of taken apart, and then the idea of it is great. It's just, I think we botched it in the execution.
There are people that use it and are happy with it. I don't use it, so it didn't affect my.
Nobody's happy with that.
Yeah, but I think it changed.
Nobody is.
I think it changed the game a little bit because, like I said, now, do either of you? I would love to hear back in the comments too. If you're listening, tweeting later on, whatever. Do you have a doctor that you even fucking really know? Because I mean, when I was growing up, we had a doctor. I would see him at the supermarket. I knew him. We fucking said hi to each other and shit. When I was sick, he knew what was up. He knew my mother was a whack job and not to say, not to give the bad news up front, that kind of shit. Now, I think it's fucking know who my primary doctor is.
Well, I think it's different.
They don't know who I am.
You're talking about pediatricians, and I feel like your pediatrician when you were a kid is probably in your
No,
neighborhood.
but it was like that too because my first adult doctor, it was the same way. I knew her, and she was my parents' doctor. She was my aunt and uncle's doctor,
I
and then
think
I
that's
started seeing her, and then it was like it was she knew.
yeah. I mean, it depends. If you go to someone in your neighborhood, there's family doctors that live in the neighborhood, fine. But if you go anywhere outside your own neighborhood, you're not going to run into them in the supermarket. It just depends on who you're going to. I think that still happens. That regular doctors live regular lives. It's just
Yeah, but
nowadays
they
you're
don't. I don't
spread
think.
out a little more. You
Does
have
your
to go.
doctor know you? Does your doctor give a shit about does your doctor like, oh, how's Erin doing? How's the dog? That kind of shit. My fucking doctor, I see him once a year and he has no clue what's going on with me. None.
I don't even
I,
have a primary care doctor. I don't.
You don't even have one.
No,
I
you know
blame
why?
Anthony for that. What?
Because, and this is the problem. This is probably the biggest problem right now. You can't get an appointment right away if you wanted to with a primary care doctor. You have to wait 2 weeks, 10 days. So people go to urgent care because they know
Urgent
they
care.
could get in, and that's
right,
it.
yeah.
So that's why there's no need for a primary care doctor now. Even
That's
though
what
it's supposed to be
happens.
more personalized, but it's not.
That's what happens to me. My primary care doctor's office is also an urgent care facility.
Oh,
And so, like, I remember one time I went there and they go, "Are you here to see Dr. Joe or are you here as a urgent care visit?" I go, "I'm fucking sick. Can you just give me a fuck? I don't know what mumbo
See,
jumbo
now it's your fault because
bullshit
you
you
don't know your
want."
doctor because you did that. Because give me whoever, I don't care, I'm sick. But
No,
if you
no, no,
say
no.
I need to see Dr. Joe right away,
When
then you
I
develop that relationship.
No. You're so wrong about this. When I walk in the fucking doctor's office door and I go, my head's pounding and my stomach's killing me
and my
my
ass is bleeding.
my ass is bleeding and my throat hurts,
Uh-huh.
and I sign the fucking thing and then they go, "Okay, come into the room and we check you." And then they go, "Are you here on an
over.
urgent care visit or are you here to see the doctor?" I'm here to fucking feel better, cocksucker. I don't know what you want. What is it going to do? What insurance forms or whatever bullshit thing that has nothing to do? Just give me medicine. I'm just here for the medicine. I
See?
don't.
And you're
Listen,
blaming them for not being personal.
but somebody has to take responsibility for this. Why shouldn't that be these
I'm here to see
people?
my doctor. If you want to see no. See, here's the difference. You want to make this personal connection with your doctor, but you want them to go out of the way to go up to you, but you're going to visit them and you have.
No, I don't want them to ask how I'm doing. I just want them
So
to
then what's your complaint?
know my body and my tendencies and that kind of shit. I don't think
Yeah, it's all in the file.
I don't think they know or care anymore because they're all fucking urgent care facilities.
Well, if you go to the urgent care, yeah. But if you go to Dr. Joe or whoever, you keep going to the same doctor every time when you go there.
But he's in this. I went to
Yeah,
the
that's
same
fine.
building.
But when you go to that building and you say, I'm here to see Dr. Joe, and every time you go, Dr. Joe, every time, you're going to develop that relationship. But when you go there and say, I don't give a shit, give me whoever, just throw medicine at my face, they're not going to know who the hell you are.
I feel like if I go in, Dr. Joe should know what I'm fucking there. Somebody should be like, "Hey, Dr. Joe, one of your patients is here and he's bleeding out his asshole. Do you want,
Tell him not to go to that glory hole again."
Yeah, like at least know and know what's up.
It could be, because that's the difference. If you're here to see the regular doctor, or urgent care is, I need help right now, stitch me up. If you can't wait,
that's
you're
the
you're
point,
there for
isn't it?
urgent care.
Isn't the point urgent care is a problem? We never fucking had urgent care back in the day. We went to go see
a doctor because they got you in right away.
And they knew you. That was your doctor.
It's true.
Because I think because
now it's like, I don't know, go see whoever. Somebody will take care of you.
I think it's
Jack's right. Jack's right. Go ahead.
Where?
Good Lord. Alrighty.
Trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person because I don't like urgent cares. That's
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're hard up for this doctor-patient relationship, but you're not willing to meet him halfway.
No, I don't want to. Go ahead, Janine.
Here's the thing. I think that there is such a thing as like here's another thing too. a lot of places are not just one doctor anymore. It's like 3 or 4, could be 7 doctors. And sometimes you can't pick the doctor that you want. And I'm not talking about urgent care. I'm talking about like a regular doctor's office, but most likely it's a specialist. So
Specialists are different.
I'm friends with my doctor, my OB, but I'm actually friends with her. So it's a little different.
You guys ever
and I
talk
also,
about your vagina out like over drinks?
exactly.
Okay.
Like
Something. Thank you,
I,
Michael O'Brien. All good.
if I need something and I don't want to go and I can't go to urgent care, I'll ask her. I'll say, "Can you get me a prescription for this?"
All right,
And she
don't
gives
go
me a
getting into
prescription
so
any
you
for
have-
whatever I
trouble.
want.
So
do.
you have the personal relationship with your doctor.
But we kind of do have a personal relationship because
Either way.
of what happened to me. I feel
Okay.
like that definitely helped it.
Yeah,
Like,
you went through something and she was there. That makes sense. Now,
But
it was Anthony.
Anthony is right though, because back in the day, you used to call up your doctor's office and they used to get you in right away and they used to know who you were and you didn't have to wait 10 days or 14 days or whatever, how long it is now.
If you
But-
are sick and if you had to go to the doctor, you had to go to your primary doctor. And if you called them and said it's an emergency, I gotta come to you, they would squeeze you in for 15
No, they
minutes.
No, they wouldn't.
They would.
Nowadays they won't.
Yeah, they
won't.
I don't have a
Because
kid,
they go,
but when
they
I
go,
would,
go to the urgent care. They'll tell you. Go to
They
the
will
urgent-
tell you, go to an urgent care.
or the emergency room, yeah, because the option is there now. But if you no, I have to see Dr. Joe because
Okay.
he's got I have to see him. Please squeeze me in. And you're a patient of his, and you've been there for years. They'll go, all right, maybe come in a couple hours. We can get you in. Because you didn't have to do that when you were a kid. Your parents did that. Your parents weaseled their way or they just brought you there and said, we're walking in and get us in. You could probably do that too. If you walked
No.
into your doctor's office and said, I'm sick, I need help, I'll wait a little bit. Can you just see me for a few minutes? They're not gonna kick you out.
Back in
Yes,
the day,
they will.
I'm telling you they're not.
You could call your doctor and be like, "Hey, I have that same sinus infection that I had 2 years ago and 2 years before that. Can you write me the script for it?" And they'd be like, "Okay, no problem." Now, never.
Yep.
They'll be like, "You got to come in."
Or you have to go to the urgent care.
Yeah.
Well,
Come
And
in
it's
10 days or go to urgent care tomorrow.
In a
Well-
serious note, though, you could really seriously be friends and break bread with somebody who looked square into the center of your vagina.
Put their hands in and pulled out. Yes.
Yeah, how weird is that?
Good
Like,
Lord.
like when
Yeah,
you're
it-
having drinks, so you were like, you were in my vagina.
Well, she's married to someone who's been there.
Yeah, that's her husband. That's a different thing.
That,
I know.
you know what's funny? No, didn't bother me at all.
Like if Frank ever, if we were sitting here and I knew Frank had 3 fingers in my asshole, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. I wouldn't be able to look at him.
That'd be a miracle of technology because we are
It's-
quite the distance away.
It's bad enough I made him drive me to my first colonoscopy. We barely got over that fucking.
I still have nightmares.
Yeah.
I still can't look you straight in the eye. I can't look you
Just
straight in
one
the ass.
brown eye.
All right. Here's another guessing game. Can you guess how much Tom Cruise is making from fucking Top Gun Maverick?
Like continually, or his pay right up front? Because I'm sure he's getting royalties and merchandise and all that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of one and the same now, to be honest with you.
So it's just here's your pay. That's it. 30 mil.
30 mil. J Sams?
I would say wait, say that again because I was reading something else.
Tom Cruise, what did he get paid for Top Gun?
What's he raking in from Top Gun?
I would say 12 million.
12 million.
Because you can't have Top Gun without Tom Cruise. There's just no movie.
And Frank, you said what, 30 million?
30 mil. There are actors who pull that in per year, but I think this movie brought that in for him.
J Sams, did you see Top Gun Maverick?
No.
You haven't
Wait,
seen it yet?
wait. No, not the newest one. No.
The newest one, yeah.
I think it's better than the original.
Let's give a prize to Robin. $100 million is what he's
100
pulling in
mil.
for one movie.
Holy cow.
right?
That is insane. So what? Got to ask how much it pulled in. It's got to be over $1 billion. No,
Dude, it made it to $1 billion, I think, in like 4 weeks or
Damn.
6 weeks or something like that.
yeah.
It's insane how.
I mean, he is the movie, so I'm sure he had all the leverage when negotiating that one.
All right, aren't you surprised that he was the movie? Because I thought he would just have. I thought he was going to be a couple of bit parts, like a little bit here, a little bit there.
You realize it's called Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah, no, I do, but I thought
He's
it was,
in the title.
I thought it was going to be like he's handing off the, what do they call that?
The reins,
No, passing off the
torch.
Yeah, passing the torch.
Yeah. I don't think you call it Maverick if he's doing it. I mean, Indiana Jones. He made friggin'. He's making 6 of these things. This is just the second movie, and he could make another one in a few years. Who knows?
All I know is I can't wait to see the movie Nope. That's it.
Oh, Nope looks good. I want to see that.
Yeah, everybody's talking about this fucking Nope.
I've watched every single trailer, probably, I don't know how many times, 4 or 5 times each, because I want to go in and dissect every single part. It looks, I might go Sunday actually.
Is it out this weekend today?
By myself.
It's out, right? Yeah. I haven't seen a good scary movie in a while. It's either like just gory or not scary. I haven't been like afraid of a movie for a long time.
You can't tell if it's scary, if it's going to be like a horror movie or not.
This looks like it would be a horror movie. I think it's along the lines of what's it called? All his other movies, like isn't it Jordan Peele?
Yeah. What happened to that guy?
Well, he made what was it? Us. He made all those horror movies. This is along those lines, I'm sure, right?
He made this movie.
He was like a comedian guy, and then all of a sudden he started just writing these perfect horror movies.
I know, yeah.
What happened to him? He loves them. One's better than the next. I haven't seen one of them yet, but everybody says one's better than the next.
Oh my god, you have to watch Us. That's a creepy one.
Us is pretty good. What was the first one he made?
That was the one that got it started. The first one, Dynamite Drop-In Ant. Way to go!
Yeah,
first
one was the very first one was the beginning. Last one will probably be the last one, though. If you play your cards right. What the heck was it called? Someone in the chat, help me out. The first
chat will get it.
Yeah,
Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out. All right.
That was a good one.
And actually, Keanu, do you remember that with the little cat? That was actually cute.
Oh, that was a comedy, right? He made it. That was a funny movie. Didn't see it. It was both of them. It was Key and Peele, though.
Yep.
They were both in it.
Anthony's probably rolling his eyes like, oh god.
But there are a lot of people that do that kind of thing. What's his name? The guy he's directing all the Halloweens now.
Todd Phillips. Oh, Todd Phillips did it because he made Joker.
Oh,
Todd Phillips was the guy who made all the. He did Old School. He did all. He basically said you can't make a comedy anymore. Nobody can laugh. Everything is so politically correct. So he fucking went off and made Joker.
What the hell? But
goddamn libs shamed him out of making comedies.
Yeah, but we got Joker out of it, didn't we?
It's true. I'm going to get to Jack Me Off's comment in a second. But this is just a day ago. Top Gun Maverick passed the Avengers, grossing $623 million in North America alone, to become the 9th highest grossing domestic box office film in history.
I'm very surprised.
Well,
aren't you surprised?
Not really. I mean, when you charge $25 a ticket now, that's what's going to happen.
I know. You can't compare that, though, right? I mean, that's not really fair.
Yeah, when it's $7 a ticket to $25 a ticket, it's a huge difference.
The top 6 slots belong to Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 936 million. Avengers: Endgame is 858. Spider-Man, Avatar, okay, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So that is now 9th. Worldwide, it's pulled in $1.24 billion. There
you go.
That's a monster.
That is a monster. I wonder, how with all that money being raked in, You got to feel for like the people who are making like $12 an hour, you know, rigging up the lights and running cables all over the place. It's like this movie made over $1 billion, and I got like $400.
But I love it because it's a great fucking movie. Like it shouldn't have made this. It should have been like a $100 million movie, and everybody was like calling it a day. It's so good. I think it's because it's so good that people keep saying, you know, what was really good is that fucking Top Gun movie, and more people keep
Really?
saying,
Did you see it?
yes, because I'll tell you why. They put it back into theaters because the kind of formula now is to let it run for a month and then throw it right on a streaming service right away, and they put it back into theaters because it was doing so well. Yeah, I saw it and I fucking loved it. I thought it was so great.
You saw it where? At home?
No, I saw it in the theaters.
Who did you go to the movies with to see this?
I dragged my wife because my friends have all let me down, and they're horrible people.
I mean, I don't blame you.
By the way, and I'm going to get to Jack Me Up's thing because it's really good. But okay, let's talk about something serious for a second. Frank's brother, again, went through a pretty traumatic and horrific thing last week. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we all took the guy out for like a nice evening? And then I was like, well, I'm going to wait and see if anybody says anything. Silence. Nobody said anything.
For what? What are you talking about?
Your brother went
No. What do you?
I was gonna be like, let's go grab dinner, let's go for drinks, let's get it fucking
okay.
I thought like the guys should rally around. So then I go,
so did you?
Wait, then a day or two later, I say to my wife, I go, Incubus is coming to play Jones Beach. And I go, everybody likes hard rock music. Janine's brother loves Incubus. I go,
I wouldn't say they're hard rock.
Incubus?
What?
They're pretty hard rock.
They are not hard rock.
I want everybody to judge what I'm saying and see how you feel about this. I'm going to put it out there to the group, because if I say, let's go take Mike out to a concert, everybody's going to be like, this is bullshit. I was like, if I just put it out there, I wonder if people are going to be like, oh, that's great. Maybe the guys will go. Everybody shit on the idea of going.
Oh, I was the first one.
First person. Yeah. The first person to do it was this asshole.
Anthony,
I took a big steamer on it.
When you wrote it, I was thinking, is he saying it just to see who would say yes? Or is he actually like serious about it? You know what I mean?
It was a little bit of both. Because I said to my wife, I go,
watch this.
Do you want to go? And she's like, I'll go with you. I was like, okay, we'll go if anything. I was like, let me just throw it out.
That's not a yes, I want to go. That's an I'll go with you.
Okay.
No, I don't think she wants to go, but she'll go with me.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
Wait, so you wanted the guys to be like, let's take his brother?
Well, I said to him, because the first thought I had after the thing happened, which is none of our business to share, so that's why we're not saying it. I go, it would be nice if the guys went out with because by the way, this is not the first time that this thing happened. Because the first time this thing happened, I said, I think it was the movie. I was like, let's go to the movie. Everybody, let's go to.
But you don't present it like that. See, why didn't you? You should have. If you had this idea, because you had the idea. No, because what you should have done, if you had that idea, nobody was thinking of. Nobody was thinking about it. So what you should have done?
What do you mean nobody's thinking about it? A bad thing happens,
no.
And then the next thing we say is, "Let's go here for some fun." Why do we have to be like everybody?
I didn't make the connection. I just thought you were trying to see who wanted to go to a show with you. See, you should have texted the guys and said, "Hey, let's take Frank's brother. Let's go to let's do something nice." And if you would have presented it that way, we all would have jumped in.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Frank.
I can't believe
he's right. He's
Thank
right.
you.
You know why? Because guys don't think, and guys don't think
like
you just thought.
You had the idea. It doesn't mean we all had the idea.
No. I'm gonna right after this. I'm gonna go ask my roommate and see what he says about what you just said, and see if he got that. He definitely didn't, because you could throw something right in front of his face, and he'd be like, "Huh?"
Because here's the thing: like, if Metallica was coming, I would have said, let's go to the Metallica show.
Yeah, and I would have said yes, having not even made the connection. I would have said, yeah, I want to go to a Metallica show.
But you're talking about the event. I'm talking about, let's just take the guy.
You didn't present it like that. You didn't even say, let's take him out. You said, who wants to go to this show?
I don't understand why I have to. Like,
Oh my God, you have
Because
to.
you have to make the connection. That's just let's hang out. You make that
Nobody
pitch
can make
every
the-
month, once a month.
I don't understand this. Nobody could make the connection between
No.
those two things.
No, I did not. And I'll be honest with you, I always try to catch
Nobody did.
everything. Yep.
Okay.
Nope.
What about the first time when I was like, "Oh, this bad thing happened to Mike. Let's all go to the movie. We'll go to the movie together." And everybody told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, because you
I put
present,
I put a
again,
connection there and nothing.
No, you didn't. Because if you would have maybe individually texted the guys or whoever and said, "Listen, let's do something nice for my brother, and let's go out. Let's take him out." We would have went, "Yeah, sounds great." But you just said, "Who wants to go to a show?" And we were all like, "Nah, we're not in the mood to do that." We're all kind of
Okay,
fucking.
and then I'll tell you what really
Old.
pissed me off. His brother, Frank's brother, goes, "Oh, they're okay," and like he kind of like knew one or two of the songs. He even quoted a song later on. I go, "This guy would probably have a nice fucking time, but because I have a fucking van full of jerk off friends, he's gonna be sitting at home by himself on fucking Sunday night
Jack, you're right.
Again,
with
if you
with
had
his own
presented
thoughts
it,
and sorrow. He can go fuck himself in his feelings."
if you would have presented
Take
it
one
as
hand. What?
this is something we're doing from my brother, then we all would have went, "Yes, let's go." But you presented it as who wants to go see Incubus? My immediate reaction is to throw up in my mouth. So
'Cause
I
it's
said,
so
"No."
hard rock. It's so hard rock.
Yeah, I said, "Yeah, I'll show you exactly."
Sorry.
You
Anthony's like,
here's
"Fuck
what you
you,
wrote.
Janine."
And it was not immediately after. There were a bunch of texts in between, by the way. There were like 3 or 4 texts between that had nothing to do with anything. And then you went, "Incubus and Sublime with Rome are playing, blah, 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 blah. Anyone want to go?" And I wrote, "I think you got the wrong text group and taste in music."
Fucking asshole. Right?
Because
I'm
it was
glad
an
you read
out
that
of
out loud.
because it was an out of nowhere offer of who wants to go to this show.
Yeah, because somebody else I know was like, "Oh, I'm going to go see Incubus," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know they were coming to play." And they're like, "Yeah, we bought."
Pardon me.
So this wasn't even your idea. So what are you
We-
taking credit for?
They're like, "We bought $40 tickets." So I go, "Oh," so I go take a look, and I go, "Oh, there's like hundreds of tickets left. Like this would be
Shocked.
an easy group thing to do."
Shocking.
I'm shocked that
I
there's hundreds of tickets
cannot
left.
fucking stand any of you, especially him.
You know I'm fucking with you. There's some good songs. I was just fucking with you with
But I
that.
thought,
that-
but
with
here,
that.
honestly, because it wasn't about Incubus. Because, like I said to my wife, I talked
we
to her
didn't know
first.
that.
We would have went anyway. I thought it would have been like, I thought somebody would have been like, "You know what? I'm not Incubus, but why don't we go take Mike out, or let's do this or that or whatever?" Because I was like, let's figure out a group thing. Because, like I said, the first time this instance happened, I said, let's take Mike out, and
No,
nothing
you
happened.
did not.
Nobody said
No,
shit.
you didn't. That is incorrect. You
It's
said, "Let's go to the
1000%.
movies." You did not say, "Let's take Mike out."
By the way, you're right. Hold on. The "let's go to the movies" the last time that we talked about it on this podcast wasn't that. It was before that.
Oh, whatever the fuck it was. You never said, "Let's take Mike out." You said, "Let's go do something."
But I don't understand. Like, if a bad thing happens to one of the friends, and then somebody says, "Hey, let's go out," like,
Because
what,
people-
what do we have to say? Do I have to hand out a fucking flyer to everybody? That's
Yes.
Like, hey, we all got to sing "Kumbaya" around Mike because
No,
something bad happened to
You
him.
got you got to go. You got to do a side text and say, "Hey guys, let's do something nice for Mike." That's what it would have.
Okay. Do you have a brain? Can't
No.
you see that the guy would
No.
probably like something nice to happen to him? I don't understand why I have to fucking.
Yeah.
If you want something nice to happen to him, Incubus is not it. Probably
Boom.
a blowy is probably what
Yeah, there you go.
is more along the lines of what
Incubus
you
is
know.
as far as I'm willing to go in that particular.
Give him a nice blowy, and you're good.
Jack is like writing the most hysterical things. Okay, wait, can I just share? Let me just interject for a minute. He said, dying laughing. J Sabs is your roommate in the nightstand drawer. Correct. And then Brian writes, tied up in the basement, Jack. Thank you guys. And now he just said, can you guys just have an MMA fight and J Sabs can be the ring card girl?
No, I need Jay Sabs.
Oh, that's wait. Hold on. That's
in my
good.
corner.
Look
She
at her.
agrees with me.
Look at the even. Look at how even her hands are. That's amazing.
See, but you got
I
to
didn't
walk
look.
at the same time.
It's good technique.
That's not easy. Hey, all right.
Okay.
See now.
I look naked right now. Why do I look naked? Right?
It's your hair is covering
know.
the.
very light colored shirt. I
I
okay.
can't believe you're on
Okay.
Frank's side on this. Cannot
I
believe it.
You
because
have to
here's the
point it
thing.
out.
And what are you thinking? Oh, that the girls are gonna say, "How about you guys just go out and
Yeah.
what?"
You,
Like,
you played the
okay.
scenario out in your head.
No, no,
like
no,
we were
no, no,
all
no.
thinking the
No,
same
no,
thing
no.
you thought.
By the way, I did not. That's why I didn't just put it in the guy's text, because I was like, what if the girls want to go too? And then we'll the same thing happened to Frank's sister-in-law. So, if everybody wants to make it a thing, we'll all just fucking go.
See, you
Or
hear
we'll do
that
something else.
process that you're describing to us right now? You were thinking that,
Yeah.
but you have to convey that to other people so we can all think that. Yeah, we all want to do something nice for
Okay,
Mike.
you need to tell
but-
me nobody thought that. Was I the only person when
Yes.
your sister-in-law texted us on Sunday? That
Monday.
thing. I was the only person that thought we should go out and do something fun to get
Yes.
their minds off this.
Yes.
Maybe, but this you
Are
didn't
you
make the
fucking
connection.
for real?
Yes.
No, listen, this is what happened. You
Okay, let me
just
say
brought
this.
up something to do.
You are horrible people, the both of you.
No, here what you did was
I'm the only nice one here.
all you did was bring
Yeah.
up something to do.
Yeah. Wait, okay, Frank, I got to ask you something.
Okay.
You did something different because you look different today.
I look
And
different.
I don't know what you did, but you look different.
I look different.
I think he still looks like shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
You did something to your face. And I don't know what it is, but it's
Is it I haven't shaved?
no. I don't know. I
Have
don't
you
know
been-
what it is. I don't know. It's something different.
We can actually see him. He's got lighting on him. Is that it? That's scary. Don't do that.
Sorry.
That's very nopish.
Okay. No, I don't know what to tell you, but actually, I could tell you. I did do something.
You had
You
a skin
probably-
treatment.
I got my eyebrows done. I went today. I got my
Wow,
eyebrows.
Janine,
fixed up.
you are something else.
That's
Okay,
it.
take your glasses off for a minute.
You are fucking something else. I've been looking at that sorry fucking face for 35 years. I didn't notice that.
Okay.
I did my eyebrows. You've been texting my wife, haven't you?
No, I have not. You look, I'm telling you right now. First of all, didn't we discuss this about a year and 4 months ago about how I obsessively look at people's faces and their eyebrows?
How did you pick that out with my glasses on, though?
Oh, I could see it.
Do you also obsessively remember dates? Because a year and 4 months ago is pretty specific.
It's true. It's true. But at the end of the day, Anthony, no one was thinking what you were thinking.
I am
Because you didn't say
fucking-
it. You
I
didn't
am-
say
You
it.
didn't say it. You didn't bring it up. If you have the idea to do that, which
I'm
is
fucking
great, my hats off to you for having a great idea.
Because
But you have to convey it.
It's also like I don't want it to be like a fucking charity case thing. I would hate that.
So then, what the fuck what are you proposing?
I just
He wants people to say what he's fucking thinking.
Yeah, you
Don't
want it
be
to
a
be
woman.
the
Don't
exact
be a woman.
situation. You're literally saying, I want this to happen this specific exact way, but I want 13 people in the chat to think exactly the way I just thought.
I understand how it could appear like that, but
Okay, so at least we made a little progress here.
it's not like I was like, oh, everybody should want to go to the Incubus concert. It is not like that at all. It's more
Oh,
like
so let's go watch a shitty band.
it's more like, boy, I would think that everybody would think like, let's just get together and do something. Like
Sounds
let's
great,
do something.
but when you brought up Incubus, that wasn't my first. Oh, this would be a great idea for my brother. It didn't.
So suggesting something would be was that a bit like
No,
a
if you
date later?
if you would have said, let's all go out to a dinner or something,
But
you
I've
just
done
brought up
that
a
in the past
concert.
and nothing happened. It still was the same
But
fucking.
But if there's a motive behind it, you got to express that, or else we don't know. We don't know that that's your plan.
All right.
Well, I hope that, I mean, you could celebrate while you're celebrating my 40th birthday someplace, which I don't know what you guys have up your sleeves yet.
We have a
Uh,
huge party planned.
I don't
wanna
know
make
what it
you
is
feel
up your
bad.
sleeves.
We got a
Do you like Incubus? That's all I can think of right now.
We're going to a Britney Spears cover band show. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Oh, baby, baby.
Number
pretty
one
good.
Britney Spears impersonator, endorsed by Britney Spears. Yeah, big deal.
It's called "Oops, We're Doing It Again."
It's gonna be great.
While we're celebrating my 40th birthday, whatever you guys have up your sleeves, like I said, whatever, we can also, since he'll probably be there, you can also celebrate him during that time.
Okay,
too.
what is that? Hey, we're all together. Oh, by the way, this is for you too. You sorry sack of shit. It's not a fucking.
I'm surprised that you wouldn't like that double header, meaning just knocking two birds with one stone. Because
That's
I
true.
know
Double
you don't like
headers.
to hang out with people. So
It seems like
lucky.
it seems like a tack on though, like a last minute idea of like, yeah, we're all here, so we might as well say something.
right. Mm-hmm.
I just swear to God, I thought like, oh, like why don't we go up? We'll run up to Mohegan for an afternoon or some bullshit or do
Okay,
something.
now that's a good idea.
See,
All
there's
of
a
these
winner.
thoughts went through my head, and
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 you
then you
landed
got-
on Incubus.
What made you stick to fucking Incubus? I can't even.
It was
What's
his
a
last
hard rock?
resort.
Can I tell you something? I kind of thought people would have been like, yeah, all right, for $40, I'll go. I
You're
thought
saying it's
Mike,
$40.
I thought your brother, I thought people would have been like, okay, well, let's go for fucking $40.
It was also a week's notice.
I have to say, I don't think that his brother would even like to go to a concert anymore. He's old.
No, he'd
Right?
go. He'd go to a
He
concert.
would?
Yeah, totally.
Even a hard rock show like that.
Whenever Metallica comes around again, we're going.
I don't understand. You guys don't think that Incubus is like a rock
No, it's-
band?
No, I do.
No.
They're good. They're
I
good.
would-
They-
If
But they have,
anything,
like, 2-3
I would
songs
say
that I know.
like alternative punk. I would not say hard rock.
it's not that they're bad.
Alternative.
it's not-
Alternative.
It's not that they're not good. It's that I don't know a lot of their music. I'm not a huge follower
Oh, I
of
fucking love
Incubus.
'em.
You know, I wouldn't
Maybe
get
back
as
in
you know,
1998. Sure.
I might put together a top 6. I might put a 6 on this one.
They have
Well, you know
6?
what, Anthony? I do want to say, good idea, but you acted like a woman in the sense that you had this
Yes.
idea in your head and you thought others were thinking like you. So you were like, oh, so I don't have to say much more because they're already thinking like me. Right?
It was I'm not going to say it if you don't know what you're
No,
talking about.
I listen. I didn't think everybody would be like, "Oh, Incubus, like let's do this for Mike." But I thought it would be
Right.
like, "What the fuck?" All right, let's get. Oh, that shitty thing just happened to Mike.
Right.
Whatever, Mike and D, and all right, whatever. Let's do it.
See, I just took that opportunity to just jam Incubus down your throat. That's all I wanted
Right,
to do.
because you're a piece of shit.
Right.
What it is.
I just that was the that
You're
was
the
what I-
guy's brother, and you were kind of like, "Fuck that guy. I don't even give a shit."
to be honest, I know my brother, and I don't think he would jump at an Incubus show.
I don't think he would either, but I'm kind of amazed that nobody said shit. Nobody said anything. And I'm sorry, but we can go back and look. The first time we kind of like heard about all this, I fucking said, let's all get together and do it. Let's go for dinner. Let's go for a guy's dinner. And it never fucking happened. Nobody fucking.
Yeah, well, whatever you see, that's where the ball stops.
I don't
with-
understand. I have to present it a certain way. I gotta have a fucking PowerPoint.
See, no.
presentation,
There's
Special
two things here.
promo code. Should I put a promo code on it? Like
A barcode would be nice if we could just scan it.
Mike's
What are those called? The
QR code.
QR code. You give me a QR code, I'm in.
Scan Mike's crying face QR code to fucking
Perfect.
join us for a nice evening out. Jack me off with a super chat, $2. What would your call signs be if you were in? That's a fun game to play. If you were in Top Gun, like this is a question for Janine. Frank's would be liberal pussy. We know that. That'd be right on the helmet. Fit nice.
I don't know if that would fit nice.
Yeah.
You need like one.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
You need one snappy word, like Maverick or
Yeah, I think I'm wearing mine. I think this would be mine.
Viola, you got one on your 6.
I know
Yeah.
what mine would be. Long pumps.
Long pumps. Oh, these are good. What should mine be? I guess just liberal, but liberal pussy's too long, I think.
Can I just say something? The call signs, even though they're kind of dumb words, still sound cool. Like
Yeah, the
rooster is
nicknames.
not a cool word, but rooster as a call sign. Like by the third time they call the guy rooster, you're like, fucking rooster's cool, man.
Yeah, even though
Like-
it's what's his name. I'm not a huge fan of him, of
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller, but
Oh,
he
he's
was
great.
great in this. He was great. I had my, I was surprised. He was good.
Okay, here's what you should have done, Anthony.
Mhm.
You should have side texted the men after seeing the group chat and say, listen, Frank's brother is going through something. How about we do something for him? How about we go to the what do you think about going to a concert? Or do you think that the girls would want to be involved and we could all do something together, like go to dinner? Or
Yeah.
go to a boat and have drinks on them. And Janine can dance upstairs again for 2 hours to all music that she likes that no one else does. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point here. I think if you have an idea, you need to express your idea to the group. You can't just assume we all. Ooh, Captain Justice. I like it.
Who knew I was the problem in all this for wanting to do something nice?
You know what,
You're a
Anthony?
huge problem.
That's why I learned you can't do anything nice for anyone because no one appreciates it.
I'm starting to learn that. By the way, Paige has a good point here. Ant spends half the pod saying he's done going out and he's too tired these days. Then half the pod saying nobody answers my text to go out.
Or
Paige, you
That's
friggin'
true.
nailed it.
That's
that he
true.
says he can't have craft beer anymore because after one, he's done.
Yeah,
What?
that's true.
Okay. No, your name is going to be Liberal Pussy.
Oh,
So full disclosure, after everybody's an asshole, D goes, so just get the tickets. And I my answer was, let's wait and see. They're not going anywhere. Let's see how it goes.
you're not even gonna go yourself. You're a jerk.
Then I started thinking about Sunday night going over there. I was like,
It ain't too bad for me.
no, it's not. I think we still might wind up going. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. You're not even jazzed about it yourself. You wanted to get us out of nowhere.
No, I kind of am because I had tickets for Dave and then I couldn't go. And I was
You didn't even go to the Dave Matthews show?
No, I didn't go to the Dave Matthews show. I was bummed about it.
Oh, you dick.
You
I
have to go
couldn't-
to a different state now.
Yeah,
Go to the show.
You got to
Yeah.
follow him around. I like Bird's idea. My name is Coat Rack.
oh, that's a good call.
That's a
Oh,
that's a good one. Coat Rack. I'll take it.
yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one. Well, Bird's a good call sign to begin with. That's not too bad.
That is
Bird's
a
a-
good one.
That's a great one. Well, you got Goose was was Maverick's radar guy.
I like Renee. Incubus alternative indie. Didn't know that was a category. It's
See?
not.
It is now.
Shut up.
What the?
Alternative punk. Is that what you said?
I said, yeah, there is
Thanks.
alternative punk.
Punk is alternative.
I thought it was like
Well-
light rock. Incubus is like not light rock, but rock.
Light rock. You're fucking
light,
off
not
your
light, not
rocker.
light.
I wouldn't even say
Relax.
rock.
I love
wouldn't
this
say
guy.
I
rock.
would say rock.
That
Rock.
listens to 3 non-Metallica songs a year and then has an opinion on the music industry.
I don't know where you're getting your fake news from.
They're so good. I feel like
Because
you
I
guys
don't listen to Dave Matthews. All I listen to is Metallica.
even Sublime is so good. I can't believe you guys don't want to go see fucking Sublime.
My favorite. If I had to pick a decade of music that is my least favorite out of in the 20th century, the 90s is probably my least favorite decade. Of
You're
music.
Okay, I've got to go.
You're
Goodbye.
insane.
The
It's the-
70s, 80s, 60s, the 90s was great, was really good, but I'm not a huge, not huge into. I like Korn. I like Godsmack.
TLC
I like
Waterfalls. It's like a
TLC.
masterpiece.
Sure. But like that 90s rock didn't really grab me as much as maybe it got you guys. I wasn't as huge into that. I was into like the 80s and 70s, 80s metal and rock and stuff like that. The newer rock just sounded a little too formulaic for me. Like a little too of this. Everything sounded similar, so it didn't really grab me.
You're insane. 90s is the second best music decade ever.
You're insane. That makes zero sense.
It's the second best decade for music. It makes 100% sense. It's only behind one other decade.
70s and 60s,
70s.
70s, then 60s.
Ugh,
No, 70s,
70s is
90s.
horrific. Ugh,
No, 70s had
Oh,
some
are you
great.
kidding?
I don't like 70s music.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because I hate disco. I hate disco. I know it's not the only one, but I hate disco.
you had disco, you had yacht rock, you had pop
Yeah, whatever
music
the
was
fuck that
fucking
was.
classic
killer.
rock. You got, I mean, the Stones. You got early. What's it called? You got Joel in there.
Close your eyes. Who said that? Brian, because
Um,
I'm trying to sit the right way and I can't. Oh God,
Subway is
You all right?
offering. You okay?
no! I ran over my little toe with a shopping cart today, and it started like no joke, like blood was all over.
Are you for real?
No, for real. And I just scraped it up against.
Is it all bloody? Is there a cut?
Do you need
Yeah.
urgent care or your regular primary physician?
My regular doctor's gonna be like, "I'll see you in 2 weeks."
You make an appointment now. Give them a call.
Yeah, right.
They'll squeeze you in a month.
My vagina doctor will be like, "Okay, you know what? I'll send in something for you."
Subway is giving away free sandwiches for life to anyone who agrees to get a foot-long tattoo of the logo they just created for their new Subway series promotion.
So you get a foot-long tattoo, and you get free sandwiches for life.
You get free footlongs for life.
How many? I mean, is it like the first 50 people, or
No,
could
just-
if the whole country did this, Subway would be out of business in 12 seconds.
Anyone who agrees to get a tattoo of a 12 by 12 of the logo.
12 by 12.
Yeah, this logo that they've created. 12 inch by 12 inch
Holy crap!
Well,
tattoo of the logo on their sternum or back will receive free sandwiches for life.
first of all, I can't imagine wanting to eat one Subway sandwich. Imagine one for the rest of your life.
They'll never go hungry unless they go out of business.
A 2x2 tattoo on their wrist, bicep, foot, or forearm earns them free subs for a month. Could you fucking imagine?
That ain't worth it.
A month?
I would say
3x3
maybe give me a free bag of chips for life.
a 3x3 on their shoulder blade, forearm, or calf will win them free sandwiches for a year.
But a 12 by 12 tattoo for life.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. If I was a tattoo person,
Oh,
I
you know,
don't know,
if
man.
you had a sleeve and you just kind of like fucking threw it in there and
Yeah.
you couldn't really notice it, that's not a bad move.
but 12 by that's a big tattoo.
That's a big tattoo.
12 by 12.
Because then you
that's
could always
huge.
cover it. So
I
That's
mean,
a
I
lot of sandwiches
guess.
for life, though.
they didn't say you could get it and then you didn't have to cover it. You know what I mean? That's like not a.
Oh, well, I mean, do you have to like take your shirt off every time you ask for a sandwich?
Well, no, you have to prove it
You
once.
probably get a card.
You get a
Like, come
card,
on,
yeah.
who's-
What if
are
you lose
silly?
the card?
Maybe the person who maybe they think that you're supposed. Never mind. I was trying to make fun of Anthony and then I just lost it. That's what she said.
You know what? It's the thought that counts. We're with you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, though, for anybody, like for the homeless people that Janine likes to sleep with, this isn't a bad, like, you think about it. You go into a tattoo place, you go, listen, I'll split it with you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me the free tat, and I'll fucking roll in, get the card, and then whenever you want a free sandwich, we got a fucking free.
That's a
thing
deal and a half. If I was a tattoo guy, tattoo
Yeah.
artist, that's a deal.
What's the deal, right?
Paul has a good point. Well, if they eat Subway for life, it'll be a short life. He's right.
That's somewhat true.
I got to
It's
tell you
like-
something. The Olive Garden ran a promotion. I forget what it was. There was like a pasta card or something,
Oh yeah.
right? And I think,
Unlimited pasta.
Was it made of salt?
but you had to buy it, wasn't it? The thing
Yeah.
that you had to buy it. They did a video on this one guy, and he would go like every night, and he would order, and he would eat like 3 bowls of pasta, and then he would get like extra to take because they would give it. Then they would give you more to take home, and he'd have it for lunch the next day, and
Oof.
then go back for fucking pasta that night. It was the most disgusting video I've
What's
ever
this-
seen.
What's this guy's sodium count like?
And I've seen people decapitated in like the Middle East, and
And
that
this
was
worse. So yeah, I definitely
so- right. I mean, just watching him shuffle shitty, awful Olive Garden pasta into his mouth. And be
Reminds
like,
me of-
economically, it makes sense. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
It reminds me of that scene from the movie Seven. that gross scene where the guy had to be force fed
Mm.
pasta.
All right. Speaking of which, Frank sends me this crazy video of this barbecue sauce where these guys are flicking their cigar ashes into the barbecue sauce, and then they're dipping chicken into the barbecue sauce.
Stop it, people.
Talking like, oh, it's smoky and delicious.
Oh,
Yeah, that's disgusting.
The fuck?
That's absolutely gross. First of all, my own personal opinion is that cigars are disgusting, and cigars, any of that. But if you
I
want to
agree.
eat the ashes, oh,
that's
that's terrible. But they were doing it.
I've eaten the ashes of a cigar, and it's disgusting.
oh,
You have?
Yeah, when I was at LNG, I used to go out and smoke cigars instead of like sitting in the room.
oh God.
And I went out and I used to put the cigar down, and then I'd go back out and pick it up and put it back in my mouth and smoke it. And I came out once and I forgot how I put it down. And when I picked it up, I put the lit end. In my
Oh,
it was disgusting.
oh, yeah. I'm watching this video, and they
I don't
literally
wanna
just
see it. It's gross.
they
It's
literally just ash their cigars into a pot, then they pour in whatever barbecue sauce, and they mix it all around, and it's disgusting.
All right, what do you want to go next? Frisky Friday or Dead Dude Splooge?
Oh, dead dude splooge.
Okay,
There you go.
Dead Dude Splooge.
Because I have to go because I'm tired. I'm so tired because I had to babysit these two horrendous kids today. They were
Did you
just
also had to gauze your pinky toe?
yeah, really,
You had a bad day. You took care of my children with your bloody fucking toe everywhere. That's disgusting. I didn't know that.
That's okay. I just bled on their open wounds. It's all right.
How was it? Janine watched my children this afternoon because my wife had to go for a thing. How was that? What was that for you?
They were good. My kids were not.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, no, your kids were good. I was kidding around, but your kids were good. And mine were not.
My kids are usually pretty shitty. Are you sure you had it right? Or were you just delirious from having so many children in front of you?
And the blood loss.
The blood loss.
So dead guy splooge.
Yeah, go ahead.
Post-mortem sperm retrieval is turning dead men into fathers.
Oh, I like it. Go ahead.
In Israel, parents of slain soldiers are pushing for their right to be future grandparents. Critics call it planned orphanhood.
I don't know, man. How do you? There's a lot of questions that pop up here.
Jack. Sorry. Just stick that toe in the nearest goal area.
Who knows what's gonna happen then?
Somebody will lick it clean.
Oh,
Is it gross looking? Can you put it on the camera? Can we
I'm
see
not
it?
doing that.
we'll
It's
probably have
gross?
to blur it.
I'm not doing that because honestly,
It's a hatchet job.
What was it, like a shopping cart at like a supermarket?
yes.
Uh,
Well, it was Marshall's.
and did you bleed all over the store, or what the hell?
All for what? A $12 fucking Gucci top? That's what it was all for?
You want me to
Gucci
look?
top you getting for
Oh,
$12.
was that it? I thought I saw bludges there. You took a picture of it?
Yes.
Go ahead, flash it on the screen.
Oh,
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
that looks like a raspberry
Is that
tart.
where your nail was?
No, it's below my nail. It's below my nail, but it just.
Jesus. You're a hero. And you still shopped, didn't you? You still went in there and got what you needed.
Oh no, it was when I came out because my kids were fighting with each other. Demon Baby was pulling the other one's hair.
That's funny.
So, and they just got me all frazzled that I literally took the cart. I don't even know how. And at the bottom of this cat, how, some of them have little metal flaps for some reason.
Yeah.
It got stuck on my toe.
Oh,
They have like a wheel guard or something.
Yes.
Why did they start doing that? I don't understand.
I
that.
don't know, but you know what?
you should have sued.
Right?
I don't know.
Sue my
Yeah,
own
maybe.
kids.
Yes.
Look what you did to me.
All right, can I just say this? This was a woman's idea.
Oh, yeah,
Dead guy sperm?
definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would a guy come up with this? He's dead. And whoever's involved is, the woman wants to get the sperm.
Question, because I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago when those 2 police officers were shot in the car in New York City, NYPD. One of them was an Asian fella who I believe they took his sperm after he passed, and that's how his wife had a baby.
For real?
Yes,
Wow.
I believe that's what happened.
I mean,
Why does that strike me as romantic?
It is.
it's something.
Yeah, but this is kind of like, can't we leave these guys alone? Like, can't
Well, they're not like, it's not like they can. It's not like they have any more responsibility. It's not like you're putting any kind of burden on them or anything.
That's true, but it feels a little non-consenty-ish.
Yeah, but
Unless,
it's like it's like being an organ donor, and you didn't sign anything to be an organ donor.
right, but unless it's like I want to have kids, like unless they're like we're gonna have kids, I'm gonna come back from this war and have kids. That's like
Yeah, I agree. Like, oof.
You know what though? If I'm gone, do whatever the hell. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You would be okay with your wife harvesting your sperm? Yeah.
Splooge.
Would I be okay with it? I'm dead. What am I gonna do? I can't object. What am I gonna?
New call sign. Splooge collector.
Splooge collector.
Splooge collector. Read me. Do you read me?
All right, J Sabs, I think you're gonna find this interesting.
You got a bogey on
Hurry up.
your 12 and a half.
This is coming out of the UK, but it does apply here to the United States. They're saying that today, July 22nd, is Frisky Friday. It's the most popular day of the year for cheating.
Oh, I could see that. Go ahead.
You
Why?
can? Why?
Yeah.
I know the reason why. Why do you think you can see it? I don't
It's
think
the
you can.
middle of the summer.
Ew, it's so hot. Who the hell
People are
was-
horny.
What is that? People are horny all year round. What does that mean?
Why? Okay, tell me why. Tell me the reason.
Okay. In the UK, which they're fucked up over there.
Yeah,
We
they
gotta
really
find
are
out what
fucked up.
they're doing. Today is the last day that kids have school before their summer break begins.
Wow.
This
So they go into the school year late.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you
So
know that?
It's the last day they have school.
It's the last day they have school, and so they're saying that all the parents are sneaking in their last cheating before the kids come back off from school.
It's messed up.
That's fucked up.
I get it. Eating ain't cheating though.
That can't be right. Just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's right.
But do you think that's true? Like, okay, obviously it's today in the UK, but in the United States, we all have a last day of school. Do you think that is true?
I feel like every
1000%.
time I ask someone who has kids, oh, when are the kids off of school? It's a different day for everybody. I
It
feel
can
like
be sometimes, but the end of school is basically right around the same day.
it's around the same, but usually it's like, oh yeah, but we got to go in tomorrow for this other thing. It's like, oh, I feel like it's a different day for like every kid. Every school has a different day. I don't know why.
There's a married dating site in the UK that measures these things or the activity on their site. And they say that there's a 77% rise in affairs.
Wow.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
77%.
Excuse me, I have to download a new app.
Oh boy.
They're calling it a cheat wave.
Ah, clever.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty fucked up.
That is fucked up. I would have thought, I mean, it makes sense, but I would have thought like winter time. It's cold. It's darker. It's a little more. I don't know. I never would have said the summer.
Just because you cheat in the winter doesn't mean that everybody
Right.
is the same
That
way.
everybody cheats in the winter.
You.
All right, last topic. I'm sure Jay Sabs will duck out in the middle of this. I think Starship Troopers.
Oh,
had
not
it
not
right.
in the middle, right?
I think Starship Troopers had it right. Do you remember the shower scene where the guys and the girls are showering together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I remember that scene?
I was thinking about that scene because I think about it every day. I think about
It's a
it.
great scene.
It's a great scene. But I was thinking of this scene, and then I overheard a conversation, and they were talking about transgender, and somebody said that the kids these days just don't care about gender anymore the way we used to. And I think that that's true. And then I was thinking about Starship Troopers, and that's basically what they're saying in that scene of like, when we were growing up, it was the boys' locker room and the girls' locker room, the men's room and the women's room. It was all split. Everything was gender based. And then you look at that scene in Star Troopers and they're all showering together. And it's like, it doesn't matter what gender you are. It's time to take a shower. And I
Yeah,
think they fucking predicted the future a little bit here.
but that was also the military. So there was kind of a
Yeah, but even in the military, they split things, men and women, they're split up.
no, I know, but I don't think there's still. I don't think it was as realistic as you think because there's still sexual attraction and there's still people, you know.
Of course. Yeah, but well, here's the okay, let me and take it a step further. I think I is the split back in the day, men on this side, women on this side, because men couldn't control themselves. Whereas now, are men less rapey, for lack of a better term? And
I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but
it's not that big of a deal. Like you can have a naked woman around a naked man and they both can handle it. Where like I'm saying, like back in the day, a man couldn't like I don't think men
no. Listen, men
could be
either
trusted, could be,
men. Listen, if you're a rapey person, if you're not, you're not. There's nothing you could put in front of someone to make
Okay, but let me
someone
ask you,
turn into a rapey. You know, if
let
they're
me ask
not.
you this way. Overall, do you think men are more respectful of women now across the board? Meaning more
Yeah,
respectful to wait for that first kiss, more respectful to wait to take them to the bedroom. More, do you
absolutely.
think men
There
are more
is.
respectful overall?
Yeah, because if you look back 50, 60 years, men had men roles, women had women roles, and it was you got to do this and this, you know. And now it's a lot more equal.
Okay, so you agree. So don't you think that that trend would continue?
Yeah, but I also think that privacy is also still going to be a thing. It's not like people, you know, the choice might be there, but not everybody's going to choose to jump in a shower with, you know, different, you know, a bunch of people. I think still the right to privacy is still going to be a thing.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying that I don't think that the kids that are growing up right now that are 5, 10, 12, I don't think they care or even see it as much as we do
Of course.
or did.
I mean, yeah. Well, when you start getting older and you go through puberty and then you get older, yeah, of course your
But
sexual
okay,
mind starts to develop.
think of it this way. Back in the day, a boys' high school or prep school and a girls' prep school, a lot more common. You don't really see that shit now.
It still happens, but it's
It
not
still happens, but not like it was.
Yeah, but that's different. Yeah, there's a lot more co-ed schools, sure, but there's a big difference between that and showering together. I think that's a line that if it gets crossed, it'll be an option. If it's even a thing, it'll be well, you could choose this or you can have a private shower. I don't think it's going to be no everybody get in the shower together.
Yeah, but they didn't care. None of them cared. Like you didn't see the women covering up or the men covering
No,
up.
they did, but
They were all
that's
quite
also
used
a
to it.
movie.
And that's what I'm saying. I think they're predicting the future, and I'm sitting here thinking about that, and I'm thinking about these kids, and they're like, gender doesn't matter, and these kids don't care, and I'm like, that's
That's
kind of
not that's
true.
the no.
And
It's
men are
not that
less rapey. Yeah, I'm just like, I
it's
wonder.
not that it's not that gender doesn't matter. It's that it's not a lot of pressure to conform to a certain gender if you know depending on how you were assigned at birth that's different than it doesn't matter. I mean, everybody's gender matters to them. However you happen to,
No, but
however you happen to identify it matters to you.
no, but I mean, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't. Like I said, like it's the men's room or it's the women's room, or we got to have the men, the boys on this side and the girls on that side. Those barriers, I don't think are
Yeah,
there anymore.
I think that's true with a lot of stuff.
So
But
you don't see that continuing to break down enough to the point that one day, maybe in the future, like people will just be like, oh, we just, after gym class, everybody just goes and showers and then leaves.
I don't think you'll see that in. Depends on where. Like I don't think you'll see it.
Maybe not in high school, but like, let's say you're a gym, like Planet Fitness. Like, there's not going to be the men's locker room and the women's locker room. People are just going to go into the big locker room and shower, and they're just going to go. Like the idea in your head right now that there not be a men's and women's locker room in a gym feels foreign to you. It feels foreign to me.
No, it's not that. It's that that could exist, and people might go to it. But I think the other option will still exist with it. There is a private, you get to go into the your gender identity bathroom or whatever it is. Because what's next? Are we all gonna go to the bathroom together? Or are we all gonna just walk around naked? There's got to be a stop. We're all just gonna walk around the streets naked.
No, we're not walk around naked, but I don't think that like a men's room and a women's room. I don't know.
I mean, I think we might
exist.
I don't think everything has to. I don't think everything just keeps on. I think we get to a certain point with stuff, and then we go, all right. Like I don't think we're not going to walk around naked in the streets. That's probably not going to be in our future.
Why are you shitting on my dreams? What up, is it Lisha or Elisha? How do we say it? I don't even know.
Lisha? I don't know.
OG member in the house. Glad you're here for the live. Appreciate that.
Yes. Appreciate everybody who's in the chat. Cool.
Yeah. Look at everybody welcoming her. Bird and
I love that kind of
justice. Everybody.
That kind of open arms kind of thing. But hey, I'm not against it. If people want to do that.
But it's kind of like, how, nobody got a divorce and people are getting divorced. Like, you can't be gay.
Yeah.
And now not everybody, but a lot of people are accepting of
a lot of things evolve like that.
I wonder if that's going to continue to evolve. You don't think so?
I don't know, because there are things that once we reach a certain point with stuff, maybe we're like, all right, I think we've nailed this down. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's always improving, there's always moving and changing and stuff like that. But like with this, I think the option might come up. I'm sure there's places like that now where there's people couldn't shower, there's probably clubs or wherever people go to be together in one big whatever thing, swinger thing, whatever's going on. I'm sure that happens. People shower together. It's not a huge deal. But I don't think it'll be everywhere and mandatory and everybody's going to shower in the same big room. I think it might be an option. I think people will still have that right to privacy.
Jack me off 3 words: naked Incubus concert.
You had me at naked. You lost me at Incubus.
That would be amazing. That would be such a fucking good time. Yeah, I find it interesting. I really.
It is. I'm not saying we're not going to get there. We might, but I don't know if we will. I don't see everybody getting on board, but you never know. I mean, the way things progress, that could be a thing, but I don't see. Because like in high school, I didn't want it. I showered when I got home. I didn't even shower in the gym. I was like, So I don't know. But that's me and my generation. But 7-10 generations from now, who knows what the standards will be and everything. We have no idea. You're right. Maybe it'll change.
I think it's really interesting. Like I think of 2 things. I think it's interesting the way that that kids now think about gender is completely different than any other generation has thought about it prior to them. Sure. And the other thing is, like, I think about remember the guy, I forget what his name was, but the chief in Florida, the chief of police in Florida, when they had the shooting down there, and he basically came out and he said, my generation fucked this up. He's like, but your generation's going to get it right, and you're going to have better gun control and whatever.
Yeah.
And
No.
I believe that because I believe the generation of kids, because it's the same thing with, when my parents were going to school, your parents, Frank, they
Mhm.
fucking would hide under a desk, for nuclear
I
war,
know.
right? And what have we basically done in the last 40 years? The only thing we really kind of got right was eliminating nuclear weapons around the world. Like that was that generation's thing.
Really
And
didn't do that, but okay.
well, there hasn't been a nuclear attack since fucking
Yeah, but there still exist.
right, but they're getting it done. They saw this as a major issue and they're solving it. I think that the kids who have been in school for the last 5 to 10 years, when they grow up and get into positions of power in government and in, industry, I think they're going to handle the gun issues because that's going to be
I
their
hope so. That would be great. Absolutely.
that's
I
gonna be
think,
the thing that they went through and they don't want their
yeah,
kids to go through.
but there's a difference between what you're talking about with gender and with your nudity. I think it's two different things. Yeah, yeah. Everybody, gender has, everybody has
Well, there's no nudity in the
their own
bathroom.
identity.
You
Well,
go into your
whatever.
stall
But
and you
you're
take
talking about the shower. You're talking about the scene from the movie.
I'm saying because what strikes me about that scene is how it didn't matter. Like
Yeah, no, everybody was very casual about it.
yeah, there was no men, women, and this thing because you're always like, well, there's men and there's women, and that's the way it is. And you don't shower with a woman, you don't do this with a woman. Talking from my point of view, my perspective, and that's kind of always the way it was. And then you look at this scene, and they're just casually like,
Yeah, it's a
talking shit and joking
very,
around with each other, and it's like,
very matter of fact scene, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there would be instances and situations where I'm sure it could be like that, but I don't. I still think there will be that right to privacy that not everybody has
yeah,
to
I don't
do
think
that.
everybody's gonna force you to shower in public. I don't
Right.
think
It's not
that's
like
the thing.
the only showers available are going to be the ones that you have to jump in with a million people.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think that, but I do find it interesting the way this younger generation is handling gender, that you could see these kinds of things being a more common thing.
maybe, yeah. But again, it's a difference between, yeah, gender is one thing, but nudity isn't. Nudity and privacy is another thing. I don't
Because
think they might be related, but I still don't think everybody. It's not as real. Like being naked in front of another person is still, people don't necessarily want to do that in
right.
front of strangers. It's nothing to do with gender. It's just I don't want to be naked in front of other people.
But I think it's also a woman empowerment thing too, where, again, back in the day, uh, people they didn't view women as equals and you could make your decisions and choices. It was like the guy, got you to drive to the place and, sneak into the make out hill and go into the back seat and that kind of shit. Whereas now I think like, or in Starship Troopers, there was this idea that women had the power to be in that situation as an equal, whereas like back in the day, it's like, well, you can't let men and women shower together or anything like that because the man's going to convince, the man's going to sleep with the woman and that, and she's going to be powerless and have to do it and that kind of vibe. Whereas in that scene, though, you're like, because a couple of them wind up hooking up like later on, but it's an equal thing and it's a mature thing that happens
Yeah.
later on where the woman is so empowered in that situation. It's
Yeah. No,
it's
I agree. There were, that there is a certain level of, yeah, everybody's on the same kind of, because they're all on the same level in the military, so they're all kind of equal. So there was that, but again, it's still a division there. Like there's still again, the
in
privacy
your
thing.
mind. I don't think you can see, I know it's a privacy thing, but I think you still got a male woman division there.
No, I don't want to shower with other men either. I just don't want to shower with anybody else.
Well, that echoes Brian's sentiment here. Go to a Walmart, Ant, and tell me you're going to shower with a utopian world. In a utopian world with those people. Yeah, that's true. I don't want to have any part of that.
I mean, it's not about. I mean, they were in the military. They were showering in facilities that like in the barracks and all this stuff. So it was different. You don't see. I don't think it was the same. Maybe in the movie, in that movie's world, in that movie's universe, I don't think that was a. I mean, they didn't seem to say that it was a universal kind of thing like that. There was still. I mean, I don't know, but everybody seemed to be equal, men and women. It was very. I don't know, because there was a little bit of sexism in there too. Like some of the soldiers would were a little sexist towards the women a little bit. I felt like in that.
Really? I don't
movie.
remember that. I thought they were laughing
Busey.
at the guys for having a small penis.
No, didn't Busey or someone was laughing at a woman can't do it, or whatever it was like that. I feel like
he was kind of being but I think they handled him, I thought.
Yeah, they did, but I feel like there's still a little bit of that in there. So I don't know. Hey, listen, if that comes to that, great. If it doesn't, great. I think whatever happens, as long as everybody's okay with it, what the hell? Who cares?
We didn't get to the PetSmart video because we were out of time, but this guy.
Oh, basically the guy filming the interaction is a giant dickhead.
Yeah, he went in. He was great. Hey, let's not talk about it. Maybe we'll save it for the next episode.
Do you want to save it?
Yeah, Monday? Maybe we'll save it. Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, we've been going for an hour. Buck 45.
Hey, if anybody wants to see the video that we're talking about, the head of the show, so they'll know. I mean, we can't play it on the show, right?
No. Oh, yeah, we couldn't even play it. Maybe a clip in the mic, maybe.
All right. So if anybody wants to see the clip, it's about a PetSmart.
Why don't you tweet it? Everybody go to Frankie Sweet's Twitter. Yeah, I'll retweet it.
All right.
We'll do that.
The Frankie C.
Didn't you find it or did I find it? I forget now. I thought you found it.
You did. You sent it to me.
Oh, all right.
So you tweet it on the AOA thing.
All right, I'll tweet it then. Then you retweet it. Don't leave me hanging.
I might leave you hanging.
All right, that's it for us. Don't forget to grab your Jumpstart coffee. Link in the description below. Merch. We got the coat rack shirt. We got the Viola shirt. My phone's about to die. I'm here for cuddles. All the new merch in the store.
All good stuff, baby.
Appreciate you guys all for hanging with us on the live show. If you're listening to this later on, you could always watch live on Facebook.
Thanks for all the super chats, everybody. Very generous.
Thanks for the super chats. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch now.
Twitch.
Mama, look at me now.
Nice.
And thanks for all the super chats and all the funny comments and the members for being awesome members and sticking with us and supporting the show financially.
You guys rock. Thanks again.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Monday is the next episode. Until then.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.